I want to ask a question. The question is that, have you ever feel tired, even when you are not doing anything? Have you ever wondered why your brain is so loud, but your life feel empty? Have you ever find yourself scrolling for hours, but you can't focus even for a minute? I want to tell you that this is not just happening to you. This is not a coincidence. This is on purpose. There is a battle happening in your mind, and most people don't even realize they are fighting.
You are now entering the Nexus.
I want to welcome you to Catalyst Confluence. This is where culture, politics, faith, and relationships all come together as one. My name is Adediji. So today I want us to dive into the quiet crisis that no one wants to talk about. You are overstimulated, you are underconnected, and you are being drained on purpose. And if that sounds intense, that's okay. Maybe you need a little drama to wake you up from this slumber. So, let me be clear. You are not lazy. You are not weak. You are just living in a system that is built to keep you tired. A system that is built to keep you distracted and emotionally unstable. Because a tired, distracted, unstable person is very easy to control and easy to sell to. You will be surprised that you can move from the city of Lagos to London, from there jump to Nairobi, back to New York. People are more connected than never before, but more lonely, more anxious, and more lost than we've ever seen in years. I believe youth mental health experts are sounding alarm that depression, anxiety, and self-harm are skyrocketing in this generation. And this is fueled by economic crisis, online pressure, and social media isolation. And here is the unsettling truth. The world seems to say you are the problem. Actually, it's not just about your brain. The real issue here is the environment that shapes how you think and how you act. I'm going to put this in segments so that we will understand, layer by layer what's going on. And the first segment is going to be that will be the overstimulated brain. And let's start with that. So let's start with your brain. Your brain is not built to handle this much input. It was designed for a small community, not a global field. When you wake up, before you say hello to anyone, you usually say hello to your phone headline, your DM, your notification, your reels, even the soundbite, before you even say hello to yourself. Before 9 a.m., you already absorbed more information than your grandparents will ever absorb in weeks. Let's put it this way. You see, every ping, every vibration, every breaking news, the banner is a tiny shock to your nervous system. It nudges your body into a low-level flight, or let me say flight mode. Just put you in flight mode. Because it's not enough to make you scream, but just enough, and I mean just enough, to make you restless. They are not killing you, but they are not keeping you alive. That is why you can't sit still. That is why silence feels scary. That is why reading a book feels like a punishment. Give a book to all these young kiddos that are already wired with screen. It looks like you are punishing them. You see, it's like you've been retrained. Your brain has learned that constant stimulation is normal and stillness is dangerous. The result, you feel tired all the time, not because you are lazy, but because your mind never gets to fully shut down and recharge. I want to ask you a thoughtful question. When was the last time that you sat for 15 minutes? No phone, no music, no distraction, just you and your thought. When was the last time? If that sounds impossible, don't be surprised that your mind feels like a battlefield. You have given every app and every algorithm the free access to your nervous system. And here is the part that really gets to me. There are more companies that worth billions of dollars whose business model, the algorithm, is built on grabbing your attention. The longer you scroll, the more money they make. The more hooked you are, the richer they get. Your extortion is someone else's money making machine. The more they exhaust you, the more they print money. I don't know if that makes sense. Now, let's look at the second part, which I believe is a result or direct result of this that I call loneliness in the crowded world. The world is crowded. The population is growing, yet people feel lonely. How can we be living in a world where you chat with someone across the globe in seconds, just in seconds, and yet you still don't have anyone that you feel safe to cry with? You are living in a virtual or facade world. You have a lot of followers in millions. You have contacts. You have links and likes, probably thousands of likes. But do you really have people, and I mean genuine people, who can come to your aid? If your car broke down, do you really have people who can come to your rescue? Not just those on social media. Studies around the world are showing this, that loneliness is killing people, and it is as dangerous as serious physical risk factor for your health. Young people especially are struggling, carrying academic pressure, financial uncertainty, merged with political chaos that really didn't show that they're going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. Merged with this digital comparison, all at the same time. You see, you post a funny memes, you retweet a take, you comment on videos, and your brain pretends that you had a social life or social interaction. But your soul knows the difference between content and community. They are two different things. Content is in the virtual world. Community is real life. And I believe that's where you should live your life. A life that is real. You see, we need to understand that we can't heal from trauma with our emojis. Okay? You can't heal from trauma with emojis. You can't replace a real hug with the likes of social media. I must say that some of you are scrolling your life into depression. You wake up already behind because you spent the night chasing content that does not care if you live or die. You are watching strangers' highlight reels and calling it inspiration. But what it really does is make you hate your life, hate yourself, hate the way you look, because you constantly compare your real life to a fake life on social media. And then you wonder why you feel smaller, you feel uglier, slower, more useless every single day. This is not a mistake. The system is designed to keep you unsatisfied so that you can keep consuming. Your pain is profitable. Your insecurity is also profitable. Your addiction to comparison is even more profitable to those who are behind the algorithm, to those who own the system. I have to add that right now, three cultures are fighting for your mind, fighting for your attention, fighting for how you think. The first one I will say is the hustle culture. The hustle culture will encourage you that if you are not working 24/7, you are a failure. No rest, no boundaries. You must secure the bar or you are nothing. The second is the soft life culture. Soft life culture will encourage that life must be easy, curated, life must be luxurious and aesthetic. If it is not pretty, don't show it. If it is not painless, avoid it totally. The third leg of this is the outrage culture. The outrage culture will say that you must always be angry about something. You must pick a side and drag the other side and never admit nuance. You have three different cultures working together to break you. The hustle culture burns your body. The soft life culture confuses your expectation. The outrage culture poisons your relationship, poisons your soul. The world we're living now is that online nuance is punished, but outrage is rewarded. You see, if you're calm, thoughtful, or balanced, the algorithm may not notice you. But if you are loud, extreme, and insulting, that's what gets shared widely, at least what some ladies are doing now to open their quickles. But we need to understand that your brain may learn a risky lesson. If it is not extreme, it doesn't really matter. Now, how does it affect you? Because this is why we are seeing of friendships that don't last anymore. No patience. Trouble disagree without, insulting one another. People can't even debate constructively anymore without insulting or fighting. We are raising a generation that can argue about anything online for hours without getting tired, but can't even sit down and listen for 15 minutes in person without getting tired or agitated. If we don't change, we may end up with adults who can run business successfully but can't keep marriage or raise kids, even build communities. I want you to see your life clearly. Your enemy isn't just the phone. Your enemy isn't just social media. Your enemy is any system, any habit, or any pattern that take away your focus. Any pattern or habit that swap real connection for fake ones. Anything at all that rewards you for staying shallow but punishes you for going deep or speaking truth to power. And we must know that also includes any toxic relationship. That also includes some motivational content, media that constantly tries to scare you. We also must understand that we can't win a war you don't even realize that it's happening or exists. How do we fight back and how do we take charge of our life to be ownership of our life again? I am not here to scare you. I am here to help you reclaim your mind, okay? So, let me start with setting a digital limit. And these are not just ideas. These are ways for you to survive. The first one is going to be that you set a limit. Don't let your phone be your go-to. Decide when you can scroll and when you cannot scroll. For example, let's say no phone for the first 30 minutes after you wake up in the morning. No scrolling, an hour before you go to bed. Use social media app only at certain time, not every moment that you are bored. There's a lot of activity you can do with your time that will help stimulate your brain rather than focusing on the screen all the time that you are bored. And the second is that manage your notification, because this is how people get distracted a whole lot. Before you put your phone down, ping, 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 turn off notifications that are not important, because your phone should not be constantly trying to get your attention at all time. Turn those notifications off if they are not important. The third is that you should focus on one screen at a time. I've seen many people lately that they have their phone, they have their iPad, they have TV going on, and they are doing everything at the same time, and they are all screen. Focus on one thing at a time and then move on, okay? Not too many screens around you. That is a whole lot. TV, phone, laptop, everything at the same time. Remember, you are not a robot or a content machine. You are a human being, and your nervous system is asking for some peace, some help. It's calling for help, okay? And as that being said, how can we now rebuild real communication? Because digital boundaries are not enough. You can't just take away. You also have to add. The opposite of digital addiction isn't just being quiet or lonely. It is a real connection that you are trying to create another connection. At least when you stay away from digital, create another connection that takes the space. It could mean that people will see your real tears, and for some people, this may mean going back to community space that you used to be part of before. It could be a faith community, maybe your church, your mosque, whatever. It could be a trust small group that you are part of. It could be a reading club, a volunteer team, a food bank, whatever it is, okay? Starting small, one weekly meetup with friends. Maybe your relatives that you don't talk to anymore, maybe your mom, your dad that you feel to call. Place a call across them, create that bond, that relationship. Invite a colleague to your house for coffee or something. Try and build human relationships that are physical. Human beings are real. The internet is facade. Human beings heal in community. Isolation is where problems tend to grow. And the toughest part will be that if you feel worse when you remove distraction and suddenly you feel better, that doesn't mean that quiet is a bad thing. It means that quiet is finally showing you what has been hidden under the nose. That's where therapy, mentorship, and spiritual practice comes in. You see, journaling your thoughts honestly, praying or meditating without pretending, talking to someone that is qualified about your anxiety, your trauma, and your addiction, doing the hard, everyday work of healing. You need to understand that you can't just screw away your wounds. You can't binge watch away your childhood. At some point, you have to face yourself. You have to face the reality. Now I want to be clear, and I would like you to hear me clearly. There is no shame in getting help. There is only danger in pretending that you don't need it. And this is going to be my call to action for you today. If you're listening to me right now, I would like you to do something today, okay? Not just one day. Pick one digital boundary that you will implement right away. So listening to me right now. One digital boundary that you will like to implement right away. Get in touch with someone and set up a real chat this week. Think of one area where you feel you could use some help and make a plan to get that help. Don't just agree and then keep scrolling, because that is how the system keeps you stuck. Now, if this episode just fizzles, it means that I've missed the mark. I want this episode to really challenge you so much that you are forced to change. And I would like to close here. Here are something to keep in mind. Feeling overwhelmed is okay. Feeling tired is okay, because you are in a moment where everything wants your attention, but nothing much is fighting for your soul. You see, here at Catalyst Confluence, we lean toward truth over comfort. So, if this resonated with you, please, I encourage you not to shy away from that discomfort. Try as much as possible to embrace it. If this episode helped you to understand what you'll be feeling, please share it with someone you care about. Leave a comment, and I would like you to tell me which part really hit you and what change you are planning to make this week. It is my desire that you prosper this week. Until next time, protect your mind, protect your heart, and don't let your life happen to be on autopilot. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.
And that is a wrap on another episode of Unfiltered Society. Rooted in reason. If this hit different, share it, subscribe, follow. Tell somebody who needs to hear this. I'm your host, Caleb Adediji. And remember, truth over comfort.
Every single time.